Alright, today we're going to tame this beast. So we're going to be using my go-to wax, which is, let's see if I can get that in there, Skull and Beard Society wax. So, disclosure, they sponsor this, but I wouldn't use a wax that didn't work. So I have really thick, really coarse, wiry hairs, and it takes a lot. There's only about 3 products on the market that can really hold this for more than a day at best. This is one, but this takes some work. It's not like I just throw it in and it's good to go. You're gonna see it's gonna take some time. So what I use is I use the hard wax. And Poker Night's the scent. It's a good scent. And then once I get a good shellacking of that, I go back to the super hard wax. Which, let's see if we can get that zoomed in a little better. Nope. Oh, super hard wax. So some of the tools. Big old heat hair dryer. Oh, this little fancy comb. And I almost got to get it out. There it is. Right there. My bison comb. Stainless steel mustache comb. Oh God, that's good. So usually this one's kind of caked up. I got to clean it out. So these are polished on the inside. You can't even feel it drag through the hairs, but you need to get some of the wax in place first. All right. So the first thing I do is I'll take my hard wax. I'll heat it up with the hair dryer. Actually, time out. First thing I do is I get this into some sort of shape. This is out of control. So you're going to take this. I use hot, low. So a nice cool, nice hot, but gentle. And we'll start getting it into a general shape so it's not in my mouth. From there, we'll touch base. Let me go and do that. I'll probably fast forward this because there's no point in watching all this. Cover your ears. So right there you can already see just the heat relaxes it and the comb helps get it into its natural shape. Before, whoa, after heat. Just a little bit of that goes a long way. Voila. So like I said before, we'll grab the hard wax. I'll heat it up till you start to see some little beads of moisture forming. So you'll see it get like really wet. Here, hang on. Comes with a pick, so you save your fingernails. So it's pretty hard right from the get-go. You can still dig into it, but what I do is I'll heat this, let it get a nice sheen on it, and then just scoop it out. And lightly, I mean lightly, just take your fingers and just put it. Use this. So if you try to throw it all in there one try, you're going to pull out half your hairs. So just lightly, just edge your fingers over top of it. I'll talk about more when we get to that spot. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a sheen to it now. It's kind of got a little precipitate built up on it. So then what you'll do is you'll come in, you'll scoop some out. About much. And you gotta kind of work fast because this stuff wants to set up. Warm it up, keep it emulsified, and then just don't pull. Just touch the hairs. And it'll slowly build up. And this, your hands are going to get sticky and a mess. And then your wife's going to kill you for ruining her hair dryer. But what I also do is I'll try to So I'm going to wash this off. We're going to do this a lot. I'm going to wash this off, take a towel, pull it off, heat this up with the hairdryer, and then run the comb through to try to even it out. We're going to repeat this process total of 3 times. Repeat it twice, total of 3. I'm not going to talk, I'm just going to get this side through. We'll get the hard wax in, we'll see how it sets, then we'll go from there and do the other side. But bear with me. It's a long, drawn out process. So I'm going to leave that one sit, let it get a little harder. As it dries, as it cools, it's going to get a little harder. And then I'll come back. I'm going to do this side. I'm not going to yippity yap. We'll see the same 3 pass on this side. We'll knock this one out. I'll fast forward so it's like, and then we'll get to the super hard wax, which is the real fun stuff. Stay tuned. All right, so you can see that it's a little discolored, a little lighter than my mustache. That'll fade out as it dries, and you won't even see it. But could I wear this? Probably. Now, if you see my ends, I have 1 or 2 hairs on the ends that really takes a lot of control issues. So I'm going to come back and basically put like a shellacking, if you will, with the super hard stuff. And by the way, this towel is now covered in wax. It's got to go in the laundry. You've seen I had a couple hairs fall out. They weren't pulled out. You can tell the difference. If you're doing it and you feel them pop, then you're pulling them. Then stop. You're going too hard. Hairs are going to fall out. It's what they do. And you get scared. I get scared. I hate it. But I've been doing this for almost 3 years now. They fall out, they grow back. It really doesn't change the dynamic that much of it. So now we'll break out the super hard. Not safe for work. This stuff now, this takes a lot of heat to get it to melt. Or you can put it in I don't have one handy, a coffee cup warmer, and it'll kind of melt the whole thing. But all I'm doing is taking it from the ends out, and I want to get a nice, like an outer coating. And that way, once that starts to harden, I can really roll these and they'll stay. So here we go. Let's see how long this takes. Don't count on it. The problem is I'm using super high heat on this to get it to get shiny, and it's just running all over the place. Let me turn the heat down and give it a little longer. So this stuff too, you've got to go super fast because in liquid form, when it touches your fingers, it sets up. So like that's already taken too long. So just slowly work it through. Yeah, I've already got it setting up on me. It's mainly for your ends. Just run it over the ends and try to work it in with what you've already got. Or if you know a trick, you tell me. Give it a little twist so it's not flat. All right, I'll try it the other side. And yeah, it's set up like a rock already. When you're done, make sure you clean up the wife's hairdryer so she doesn't know you've been here. Yep, all right. One more on the outside of this side and we'll call it good. Gotta work fast. Literally sets up in seconds. Now once you get all of this together, you can be a little rougher. Like the old Kentucky motto, united we stand, divided we fall. And when you get all these together, they're pretty tough. You see I got a couple hairs that are just wanting to come loose. Okay. I'm going to wash my hands up. We'll start forming this to a nice swooping motion, and then we'll call it good. And it'll be good with this setup. I've ran 7 days and it hasn't budged. So that's the other thing, is you can put this in once a week. Smoke cigars, drink a lot of bourbon. It's going to smell a little different by the end of the week, but it's a one and done thing. Also, if you want to help get the wax off and out of there, they make a soap that's an oil-based soap, and it's really good for breaking it apart, because getting it out is just as bad as putting it in. So it's really good in the whiskers. You just take I'll do a video when I go to clean this out, and then we'll next week I'll do a video on cleaning it out, and then I'll show you how that actually helps. If you can't wait till next week, there's the soap. It's really good. It's really good. It's probably the best one that I've used so far. It is the best one I've used so far. All right, so now we've got it. Let's try to give it some cool freeze blast. Get this so I can, ooh, yeah, you're already set up. So what I'll do is I'll warm it up. I'll use my big roller, pill bottle, to get the shape, and then I'll freeze blast it and let it set in place, and it should stay like that for a week. So let me warm it up with low warm, just let it warm just a touch. And it doesn't take much. So then I'll just take this, use it as a guide. Pull that around. Set it on cool, low, and I'll hit the freeze button. Careful peeling this off so you don't do any damage to it. And I did. So So even with the freeze blast, there's still a little heat to it, and it wants to stick. So what I'll have to do is come back later, once this is really set for a while, I'll just bend it back in and it'll be okay. Kind of different. See what the other side does, shall we? Maybe it'll match. Kind of like it. You can't really see. There's like one hair that wants to go, goes out, back, and then back up. Kind of like a devil horn. Metal! Wipe off some of this old wax. Not that it really wipes off. And form it. Yeah, it's doing the same thing. So that's the problem too when you can really see that one do it. So when you've got small hairs, there we go. Ooh. Let me try this. Let me try my smaller roller up at the tip. See what happens. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to come back after this cools. I'm going to let it cool, let it harden, and I'm going to come back and rework these, and I'll include the video. And then we'll see where it's at. So yeah, this side has like one, this side has a couple hairs. Alright, go let it cool, give it a few, I want to give it 30 minutes. And come back, I want to try to do it once it's all hard and set. Because it's not going to set right off the bat. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. Alright, as I lay around waiting for this to dry, I also remember that when I have one hair, I'm not going to be able to style that anyway. So we're just going to tuck it all the way back in and do a full roll, people. How about that? Tighten it up. And that's the beauty of wax, is you can always adjust and reset. So you just grab it, let it roll it into the other wax. Done! Glad I waited around to figure that one out, huh? Alright, stick around. Next week we'll take it out and clean it off. We'll see how it sits the whole week. But I'm willing to bet it's not going to move. Because it doesn't. Alright, till then, stay sharp.